and welcome to Talk It Up Tuesday, episode 4.
Five,
is it?
5.
Oh, missed one. Talk It Up Tuesday, episode 5 with Team Brandstater. And above me, we have team leader Susie from Thelmy. Next to her, Tina from Tamil. I'm from Wilton. And next to me, we've got lovely Susan from Douglas Park. I do know we cover we cover all of our wards, so I know we're all from different suburbs, but we're all here together as part of Team Brandstater. Over to you, Tina.
Thank you. We would like to acknowledge the Tharawal people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we are broadcasting from today. We pay our respects to the elders, past, present and emerging, and extend that same respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are listening today.
Okay, so Susie, what are we talking about today?
We're going to be talking about adaptable housing in the Wallandilly and the new DCP community consultation on flats.
Okay, so all right, so first question, what is an adaptable dwelling?
Glad you asked that, because people think, what on earth it is? And what it is, it's a dwelling that can be modified in the future to suit a disabled or aged person without having to make a whole lot of structural changes. Because if they have to retrofit a house when a disabled person moves into it, it costs a lot of money to go back, pull out walls, change all the plumbing around. But if it gets done right at the start, when it's built, it's very easy to and very cost effective to make it suitable for a person who is disabled or aged. So adaptable living homes are designed to be really versatile, and they're perfect to be looking at the needs of a family, because a family could live in that dwelling their entire life. When they're young parents with children in prams, having those wider doorways and all those adaptable features are fantastic. Then they've got their family. Then later on, when the family have all left and they may become infirm, it's very easy then to be putting in handrails and different level sinks and all that sort of thing. So that's what an adaptable house is.
Oh, Susie, I've got to be honest, I feel a little bit naive, but how on earth did you come to know about adaptable housings?
Well, my journey on this started a few years ago when I saw some dreadful type developments going on in my area, and I founded a community action group called CRAG, which then was an incredibly steep learning curve where I started learning about all the things that go into developments and development approvals and all the requirements. And one of the things that I really noticed was that the actual DCP, which is the Development Control Plan, is often not very good, and it doesn't give clear guidance to either to developers or people who are unhappy about it. And what we really need to do is have a DCP that really is clear, and the developer looks like and says, right, I can do this, 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 and this, that's great. And then it just sails through council because it hasn't actually broken any of the codes. But there's lots, the previous ones we've had have been very wishy-washy. So anyway, moving on. So I got to know the council pretty well, both council staff and councillors, talking about these issues. And I've been part of the council's community consultation on the new DCPs and the new LEP, and that's, of course, that's the local environment plan. So I've been involved in all of those. So that's how I got to know about it and really developed a passion for it.
Okay.
Wow. So what are some of the features then?
Okay, so some of the features you get in an adaptable house, the bathroom walls have to be reinforced. That allows you to put those handrails and things in where they need to go. Because, I mean, if you're trying to retrofit, you've got to tap around and find a stud and think, oh, okay, well, I can't put it where I really want to put it at the exact right height because it's just going to fall out of the wall. So reinforced bathroom walls are really important. A shower without a hob, because that can be the difference between being able to have a shower or not, because some people can't lift their feet high enough. Or if you're in a wheelchair, you can actually be wheeled straight in on a shower chair. Things like having the lower light switches so that someone in a wheelchair can reach it. Plumbing in the walls rather than under the sink so that you can, again, bring a wheelchair underneath the sink. And so this stuff all has to happen before the place is built. And wide doorways, which are fantastic if you're young mums and dads with prams anyway. So it's a sensible thing to do. And there are 55 requirements to reach the standard of Category C under our Australian standards.
Wow. Okay, so what is the current requirement for the new multi-dwelling or flats development in the Wollondilly?
Well, the current requirement is that you have to have 30% of your unit development has to be adaptable. Now, that means if you very roughly, if you are building an 8 complex unit, 2.4 have to be built to adaptable standard. And then there's a lot of discussion whether you're going to round up or you're going to round down. So that's what is here currently at the moment, which is quite reasonable, but things are about to change.
Oh. So what are the proposed changes then? How are they going to change?
This is the bad bit. They've gone down to 10% being required to be adaptable. That means only 1 out of 8 units needs to be made adaptable. And of course, when you're looking at some of the really big unit developments, it's really going to start adding up. So it is not a good thing. We've actually downgraded looking at downgrading the requirements.
Why are we downgrading the requirements?
Yes, one would think that, and that's the question I asked at the consultation meeting. And the answer I got was not suitable at all. It just said that, a few of the other councils like Parramatta and some of the Sydney councils work at 10%, so we thought we should be in line with them. At which point I said, well, does that mean our council wants to join a race to the bottom by reducing the requirement for adaptable dwellings? My son works in aged care and they do visits in home. And the difficulties they have because the houses these people live in are adaptable. So why, with an ageing population, are we going to have less adaptable homes? I think it's a really stupid move.
Well, we're not the city either. We're actually a massively growing community, unlike Parramatta and some of the others. I mean, they've got some, but we've got massive growth.
It seems silly.
Yeah. So is there an Australian standard for adaptable housing?
Yes, there is, and there are 3 levels. There are 3 categories of adaptable housing, A, B and C. C having the least features, which is 55 features. So it's quite a significant standard still. A is your absolute gold star, gold class, the sort of thing that the very expensive retirement villages have, where like even the parking has to be undercover and all that sort of thing. So it's quite extensive. But the most commonly used Australian standard is level C or category C.
So what standard does Wollondilly want to adopt then?
This is where it's really bad. They actually want to completely ignore the Australian standards and go for this much lower standard called silver. And I got pretty excited when I got an email saying, oh no, we're going to aspire to silver. And then I actually read what silver was. For a start, it's just something put out by a Developers and Builders Association, so they're building it so that they can do stuff cheaply. And they've so they developed their own standards, and silver is their bottom standard. So they've got silver, gold, and platinum. So where do you think silver sounds second best? It's not good at all. And platinum is actually below level C of the Australian standards. So silver doesn't offer very much for people in need of adaptable housing. All the plumbing things that are required and the showers, none of that's in silver.
So I probably don't need to ask this because I guess I know the answer already. But how do you feel about this, Susie?
I found a picture that showed my reaction. It is disgusting, horrified. We need more adaptable housing, as I said, not in our community, not less.
No.
And we need housing built to a suitable standard of adaptability. Otherwise, the taxpayer or people with disability have to pay for major structural changes to make their home livable. I have a friend who is severely disabled, and she has just gone through all of this, and it's taken them years because each year she uses her disability funds to get this house built up under the National Disability Scheme. And she is now just so happy because it's happened, but this should not have had to have happened. Her place should have been immediately built. And people who work, and I've got another lady who works in disability, and trying to find suitable housing that can be adapted is near impossible, because even though under our previous things, developers have to build units and one is supposed to be adaptable, when you go to the block of units, you don't actually find it because it didn't happen.
Mm.
So yeah, it's absolutely outrageous.
Yeah. So what are you going to do about it, Susie?
Yes. And this tonight I'm going to be speaking at the council's community forum against this downgrading of the adaptable housing requirements. Now, I've got to say, this new DCP that's coming through is really good, and a lot of work has been done. It's just a few silly little standout things that are quite serious that need to get fixed up. So I just want us to get it right, so things are right for the future. Do it right at the beginning. So much more cheap, and it's not coming out of the community's purse. It's coming out of the cost of the people who are making a lot of money from building these units. So that's what I'll be speaking about tonight at 6:30 at the community forum. And when I'm elected to council, I will be advocating for increased inclusion of adaptability in all new infrastructure. So not just this, obviously I'll be working with this, but also all our new infrastructure. Anything we're building new, we need to get it right and make it suitable right from the start, rather than finding out later on that we have a problem.
Fair enough. Susie, if we wanted to watch that tonight, either to cheer you on or to hear what other people have to say, how would we do that?
Okay, actually I'll just go
Sorry.
forward one more to that. That's okay. I've left that one out. Yes, so the forum is on tonight at 6:30 p.m. and you can watch it live, a live webcast. You can download. You have to download Zoom. This is the link here, and we'll put this link into our candidate page, or you can get it straight from the council page. And yes, and so that you'll be able to watch that tonight. And I guess the other thing that I'll go back to that other slide. I wanted to show you one of the really good things that in this new DCP. You know, that hideous look of.
Just one quick question. DCP, what is that?
Yeah.
Development Control Plan.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this new DCP has fixed up a huge problem. You know that horrible thing where right on the front fences, there are all these bin enclosures, which just really, block view of the street. Cars coming in and out of driveways can't see because they can't see past the bin enclosures. Well, the new DCP has said they have to be within 1.5 metres of the building, not the front fence. So that's been a major win, and it's going to improve the look and design of all our new buildings.
Excellent.
Very good.
So I'm going to go back to that final slide again. And yes, so the community forum, I'd love to see you all there tonight.
Woohoo.
So I'm going to stop that
Team
down.
is still
Very
looking.
good.
He's got 100 questions happening there. Oh, okay. No, she's frozen. That's why. That's a shame. So Tina's had to leave us, but good luck tonight, Susie. And
yeah, very good.
we're behind you. You've got the team behind you, and good luck. And we will be back next Tuesday with, I guess, a report from tonight's meeting.
Yes, because there's a few other things that I'm going to be talking about, like the solar access and new developments shading people's solar panels and things like that. So I'll be talking about them, and I will be bringing them up for next week.
Excellent.
So,
actually, my friend complained about that yesterday. She's been told that they're putting a 2-story next door to her. She has no say, and all the sun from her one spot is gone, will be gone. So, yeah,
yes.
it's pretty big across the Shire. So,
Yeah.
good luck tonight.
Craig is working in supporting her on that. We've been working through that problem that she has as well. So we hope we can help.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Lots and lots of info. We're excited to sort of see what comes from tonight's meeting.
Thank you. See everybody next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.